It's the gas.
Hi guys.
Worried about the gas?
Don't have a gas leak, we're okay.
Alright.
I am a head trainer, Laura. We're getting the bloopers before we start here. This is Chef Lee Mullen.
Alright.
If you have not met him, because you might not yet, because you maybe just joined the Extreme Body Makeover, joined us at the Sculpted Vegan. This is Kim Constable's very own personal chef that we have the lend of this week to teach us one or two recipes and all his ways, and he is a master of Seitan. And it is such an amazing vegan high protein source, but there can be a little bit of issue with the technique and sort of things like that. But after today, you're going to be absolutely pros at it. So I'm going to just tag us in the group, Lee, and then we'll get properly going.
Okay.
We had a ringing sound, so I was wondering what it was, and it was just the gas. Lee, how long have you been a chef for Kim before, just for anybody?
3 years, just over 3 years now. It'll be 4, I think, this August. Yeah, 4 this August.
I always joke that he's lasted so long. He's done so well. And Lee cooks every day, Monday to Friday, for Kim's, for all of the family.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Yeah, he's behind many of the recipes that have been in our Sculpted Vegan programs, and he is with me every 2 weeks teaching over in the Sculpted Vegan Kitchen group, which I did share to the Extreme Body Makeover group, and he is always just passing on all his vegan cooking wisdom that we can have and we can need. So we're going to get started. I need to do a couple of things here on my phone. Rachel, come on over.
Okay.
Take us through the ingredients
Listen, the
for
ingredients,
today's
guys.
recipe.
This is just the silken tofu, which I've just broke down a wee bit with a whisk. This is the salt. This is the chicken seasoning. It's nothing to do with chicken. It's just flavours that go with seasoning. This is the this is the Worcestershire sauce, and this is the bouillon, and this is the garlic salt and onion salt. Sorry, garlic granules and onion granules.
We always joke we can't say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Worcestershire sauce.
Where's your sister?
They know what we mean.
Yeah, so we get started, yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
No problem. Listen, guys, this isn't technical. This just takes a wee bit of learning. When I first started with Kim, I was like, God, Seitan, I was a wee bit, I don't know what to do, because obviously I'd never done it before. It takes a wee bit of work, but this one is completely different to the others. It doesn't have like cannellini beans or pulses. It's just straight vital wheat gluten, which is quite strenuous and things like that. So this doesn't apply to the last stuff. This is completely different, so it is.
So what, I'll just interrupt you, Lily. So what, in the Sculpted Vegan Kitchen and in some of our other recipes, if you have the likes of Buns and Guns Book Camp, we do have a couple of Seitan chicken recipes. This is like the simplest one we could find, couldn't we, Lee?
This is the easiest one.
Yes.
This is the easiest one you can do, and it'll work.
Yeah, and sometimes again with Seitan, people can have issues with it being a little bit like bubble gum texture. They're not too sure if they're kneading it too little or too much. But again, hopefully today with this recipe, you'll be quite foolproof of it.
Yeah. Well, this one is less work, so you've less to do.
Yes.
So think of it that way. So we're going to get started, right? Just in. This is just the flour, the vital wheat gluten. I'm going to put the dry ingredients in, like I told you last week, guys, or the week before. Always dry ingredients first and mix it so it's completely combined and it's even. And then just in with the salt.
And guys, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and I will ask Lee as we go through the recipe.
That's my dry ingredients in, guys. And then we are in with the Worcestershire sauce. Try not to say that too much.
Worcestershire sauce.
And then in with the bouillon. This is the better than bouillon.
Yeah. So better than bouillon sauces you can get at Amazon. I think most people tend to get theirs on.
Yeah, Amazon, yeah. And then in with the silken tofu.
Brilliant.
As I say, guys, less you work with this one, the better. You just want to work with it as much as you need to combine it, and that's it. This is the 120 mil. It's usually 120 to 150. Vital wheat gluten's a strange one, guys. It plays about with you. It needs different moisture all the time. Don't know why. There's times I do the recipe and it's like, God, why is I taking more water this time than the last time? It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So that's the 120, and sometimes you'll need more water. So as you can see, that's a wee bit dry. You're not working it too much. So just have a wee bit of water to the side. and hopefully I'll get the right texture for you here to show you.
What sort of texture-wise are we looking?
Stringy. You want it to look like shreds of chicken. So see, you see it nice and stringy. You don't want to work it too much because you're going to need this, guys.
Yes.
You're going to be on the surface, and you're going to be needing it again. So when you're thinking here, oh, it's not all combined, leave it. Just put it on the worktop and do the rest with your hands. 9, 10, guys. I'll do different Seitan recipes because there's ones that you can divide with gluten. You can steep it in water overnight and then you drain the water and you can stretch it and pull it just like focaccia dough and things like that. So basically it takes on textures of chicken.
Yes.
So when you roll it and then you bite into it, it's got different layers.
Ah, okay.
So listen, look, as you can see.
that kind of stringy texture to it.
Stringy texture, don't go too mad, you don't want to go crazy, you just get enough. And see if there's a wee bit of dry flour at the end, it's fine, that'll all disappear.
So we had the 120 water, you kind of added that in, that wee bit of extra water, then you saw that you needed it as you were sort of going through.
Yeah, so that's the 120 and then this was me adding extra.
Yeah.
That was about an hour 30 to 40 mil at least. Now listen guys, just if you want to use a rolling pin, no problem, but I like to use my hands, the best tools that you can have.
So we always say any of our Seitan recipes that you don't want to over knead.
Yes, well that's basically it. Yes, with this one, you don't want to over knead this one because it's just the gluten as it says there, you're not putting the beans and pulses, legumes or anything into it. So less is more. So that's it guys, that's really it. And you can see, I like it like not perfect because it has wee dinges. All those dinges will take on flavour, they'll caramelize, and when you fry them up, they'll have all texture to them. So what I do now is I just simply cut them into chicken tenders.
So it's so quick.
Quick, so easy.
Somebody's asking, I would like to know how you clean the bowls after I get a gummy mess in my scrubber, just like rubber cement.
Well, I can't lie to you, it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
So basically every time I make final week gluten, I have to go through a new sponge.
Okay. Oh, get your sponges stocked up.
Listen,
for
guys, I know
I
know everybody's a bit strange with tinfoil, but once in a blue moon, it's alright. If you don't want to use tinfoil, it's fine, just straight into the steamer basket. Just make sure you oil the bottom of it because it'll not stick. Or if you don't want to use the tinfoil, a wee bit of grease proof, just soak it in water for about 10 minutes, just so it's easier to fold over the chicken.
Brilliant, good options. Is that six pieces of meat?
It should be 6, I got a wee bit more. As I say, I can use these up for Kai, Kim's son, so I can for his wee meal plans and that.
And the thing, guys, why we always suggest Seitan chicken, it's one of Kim's really main staple of the majority of our food dishes.
Yeah, pretty much. High in protein, she just likes, it's always about the protein.
Yeah, always about the protein.
You get as much protein in it as possible.
Yeah, high protein, low in fat, and like as you can see, from this one mound of Seitan, you've got like 6 or 7 cutlets, and that is the best way when you are, making food. It's to cook in bulk, it's to prep in bulk. That you've got, enough cutlets to do here. It could do your chicken Seitan, but it could do your lunch and dinner for 2 days, or it could do lunches for 6 days, whatever you want to make it from.
Well, in the recipe card, it will have how much it is. If your macros will change and cut that into different pieces. It's just I'm cutting them into wee tenders here. Just
perfect.
Simplicity.
Pretty close up on the text. Oh yeah.
Okay. That's what you want there. You don't want to overwork it. This is also, guys, you don't want to put it in a food processor because when you do, it's just going to be tough. It's different whenever you're doing it with the beans, and I make a Seitan steak like that there. It's completely different. It is just completely different than that because you're adding more flavour, you're adding more ingredients, so it breaks down the gluten with this. It's basically just a wheat gluten.
So for any of our experienced Seitan makers, because there really is some now, stick to this recipe exactly as Lee has laid it out. And I think actually for the Seitan newbies, this is a perfect one to start with because it's been the most foolproof one we've done so far already.
Yeah, it is. It's all in the cooking now, guys, and the time is usually about 15 to 30 minutes. So we'll just go over here now. Sorry, just going the wrong way. So this is on a low simmer here. So obviously there's a wee steaming basket and I just layer it out. Reason why I put the tinfoil in is because I think it just absorbs less of the water.
Yes.
So it does.
Tell us the options again if anybody didn't want to use tin
Just
foil.
greaseproof paper, or you don't have to use anything. Just oil the bottom of it so it doesn't stick.
Would you wrap the greaseproof paper right round like the tin foil?
Yeah, just soak it in water because then you're able to work with it a wee bit
Yeah.
better because greaseproof paper is quite dry and you'd be like, oh, it's not sticking to
Yeah.
it properly. Just soak it in a wee bit of water, do the same thing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And how many minutes then would we
So
leave
I'm
this on
looking
for?
now, it's 1:15. What I'll do is with the steamer basket, it takes 30 minutes. But what I do, just me being me, is I swap them over. You can do that, doesn't really matter, it's just me just being cautious.
Yeah, I'll get started. I'm going to come over this way. Some questions that we've got. Kerry Jo has asked, I'd like to know about meal prep, freezer or fridge. How would we have
Fridge,
it after?
just whenever you let them cool completely, just you can refrigerate them for 2 to 3 days.
Awesome. And reheating?
Reheating, just as I'm doing it now, just lift them out of the fridge just like a piece of meat. You don't want to cook it straight out of the fridge because it's stone cold. So you just take your time, lift it out of the fridge 20 minutes before you do it.
Perfect, amazing. DW, you're asking, will the recording be available later? Yes, it'll be saved exactly to the group, precisely to the group after this is finished. Precisely, exactly. I'm very tired today. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying thank you for this.
So now we're on to the next step. So instead of you have to wait 30 minutes, guys, I was all over it being a chef. So,
Woo! This is what he made earlier.
This is the hard hole. This is the way it comes out. This is basically the way it comes out. It should come out not rubbery at all. Nice and stringy, just like chicken.
Great.
And when you cook it again, it'll break up again. I'm just imitating it coming off the steaming basket.
Yes.
Because this would have been cold.
Yes.
Do you get me?
Okay, so imagine these Leah's got these from the steaming basket.
Straight, yeah, exactly. So just on to a medium to low. Don't want to do this too high because it's already, when you've taken it out of the steaming basket, it's already hot in the middle. You don't really need to worry about all that. And then you just want to let that come up to temperature. Also, guys, you have to remember too, there's salt went into this and there's the bouillon went into this. So be careful with the seasoning.
Okay.
So it doesn't take much seasoning. So
It's already got a bit of flavour into it then?
yeah, so I just go, listen, that's plenty.
Yeah.
With the recipe card too, just a wee bit of seasoning.
Yeah, Kim likes her spices. A bit of Cajun seasoning.
Yep, that's it. And then that should have been a wee bit warmer, but it'll be fine.
Okay. Alicia has asked, I've been baking mine and I love how they turn out. But if I wrapped it in tin foil first, would it make the outside more crispy?
No, it'll make it, you take it off the tin foil because then it'll poach.
Okay,
It'll
okay.
poach. You want to fry, you're adding flavours, you're adding texture, you're adding flavours, you're adding crispiness. It's like when you fry a piece of meat.
Okay, good question. Roxanne is asking, does it do okay with a reheat in the microwave?
No.
Not, would that just make it more...
It's just, Seitan's a funny thing. It's like if you overdo it, you'll ruin it. I wouldn't recommend it. Definitely
Yeah,
not.
I think Roxanne's thinking at work. Seitan, again, it can... I've had a cold, like it can be nice cold.
Listen,
Nice,
there's times I do it for salads, for Kim,
Yes.
just shred it up.
Yes.
Use a cheese grater and shred it up.
Ah.
It's easier to break down.
Yeah, that
and
makes
easier,
sense.
and it's like you're not getting big lumpy textures.
Oh, totally. Yeah, let's see.
So as you can see, guys, just going a wee bit golden brown. I'm going to go for a wee bit more seasoning, just because you can.
Oh yeah, love it. Someone's saying I cooked it in the air fryer before. It works well too.
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
haven't got that. Air fryers were a real craze over here for a while, weren't they? I didn't succumb to
I
it.
just think
I
they're
don't
so
know how to
much
work
better.
one.
I think they're so much better. They're better for electricity.
Uh-huh.
I use a tablespoon of oil over a bit of potato and makes
Do you have one at home?
Yeah. Makes chips
Amazing.
perfectly well. There's one here I would use every now and again.
Oh, brilliant. I've seen a lot of members have been putting their green cruciferous vegetables in the air fryer. That's been a hit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up on heat a wee bit here because this one's a low, guys, so it plays me about a wee bit. So just to get a wee bit more colour and a wee bit more flavour onto it, and we're good to go.
And that was just like a little drizzle of olive oil in the pan, wasn't it?
Yeah, we half tablespoon there, so it was.
Awesome.
Now this is where you have to be careful. See, we're starting to smoke a wee bit too much.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
They look so chunky and delicious. So how many minutes do you think will leave these on for then?
It's near done.
Brilliant.
The longer you keep it on, the crispier it gets. You just have to be careful because whenever you're burning, see where you see black there, that's your spices burning. You
Okay.
don't want that. So that's me just There you go.
Christine saying we all need a chef Lee, it looks delicious.
Christina? Is it Christina? Yeah?
Christine. Well, we'll just have to send them on a world tour. Everybody's kitchen. Nice.
So that's basically it, guys. Nice, simple chicken tenders. You can have it with salads. You can have it with like a nice wee bit of mashed potato, some chips, or a nice like wee bean stew or something. Yeah.
Is that it's done already?
We're done already.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Kelly's asking how many servings are those 3 pieces. So we've got the recipe card in the group. So one serve is basically one tender, if you think of it like that. So have a look at the macros on the recipe, see how that fits with what you're eating, whether you're going to have like 1 tender or 2 tenders.
You just cut it into what you're using.
Yeah, but it's so simple. But even again, cutting it into chunks, shredding it up, anything like that. It's just a good way to spice it up.
That's why I'm here.
I know. That's why we need you. This isn't hot, isn't it? We'll do like a last little zoom in there. Every sense looking great. Yes, 2,000 clones of Chef Lee. His food is so pretty. Definitely good in the presentation. Brilliant. So guys, like super quick recipe. That's how we like to do it at the Sculpted Vegan in our tutorials. Really all together that was 5 minutes prep.
Yeah, 5 minutes prep, 5 minutes cooking.
And then 30 minutes that.
Sorry, I forgot. I'd had one of made earlier. So
yeah, totally. So altogether super simple, high protein recipe. You can make in 40 minutes max, and again, you could do it for a couple of days. You could spread it out more for the whole week, but it's really, really super simple, quite foolproof, and we really want you to try it and just let us know how you get on with it in the Extreme Body Makeover group. Thank you, Lee.
No problem.
For everything as always.
Alright.
Do make sure to join the Sculpted Vegan Kitchen group as well, because we have more recipes there that may fit during the week for you guys, but they'll definitely, all of them will fit at the weekend. We can have your refeed day, you can eat whatever you want. You can really, really go for it. And so make sure to join us over there, and we're going to see you again on Thursday to make lentil porridge.
Was that what we're doing?
We're doing lentil porridge.
Just getting told.
Yeah. Just chained to the stove for this week. So we'll see you then, guys. Thank you so much. See you soon.